100th anniversary year. Seems like an out-of-the-way spot to hunt for Cinderellas. Never mind those co-eds, fellas. I'm not talking about them. We're strictly concerned with the world of sport. And this is Bill Stern taking you over to the gymnasium where the athletes hang out. Here's one of the finest, best-equipped buildings devoted to indoor sports in the entire nation. But let's not stand here staring at it. Rather, let's continue the search for our Cinderellas inside. And here they are, Coach Battle Peterson's Utah Basketball Brigade. Hardly rated a chance even in their own Big Seven conference, the Utes started quietly, perfecting the fundamentals of the game. Peterson doesn't believe in wasting shots and spends plenty of time on shooting practice, with accent on the layup. He believes every man should lay up a few shots for a rainy day. A team that's turned out to be one of the most colorful in the land. They have a number of nicknames. The Redskins, which is official, the Blitz Kids, the Cinderella Cagers, and from the Bobby Sox Brigade, those cute Utes. Old rocking chairs got them, but it's just the Peterson system of practicing getting rid of that ball. Volley, and you'll notice they stress C rather than speed. The sitting position keeps them from putting body English behind the pass. Idea is to use fingertips, wrist and arms rather than weight. Comes next foul shooting. Here the Utes are at their best. Now let's meet these cagey characters close up. Introducing Arnie Farron, highest scoring guard in collegiate ranks and playmaker deluxe of the Utah aggregation. All-American center Vern Gardner, voted best all-around player at the National Invitational Tourney in New York. He's a dead shot with either hand tied behind him. Forward Leon Watson, a ball hawk who's on top of every play. He throws few shots away. Leon's light but a shifty swifty. Fred Widener, a real team player on both offense and defense. A guard who has to be guarded from any spot on the court. He's a hot shot. Wat Misaka, midget of the squad, one of the finest ball rustlers and floor players in the business. A Japanese-American. He served in the Pacific in Army intelligence, and that's the key to the kind of basketball he plays, intelligent. Lyman Clark, workhorse of the Utah squad, who plays either guard or forward. A dangerous Dan. His specialty is the long, high looper. They call him Lyman the Skyman. Dick Smoon, guard, a first-class play-breaker upper and a set-shot artist who's known around the Rocky Mountain Loop as Tricky Dick. Now let's rally around the blackboard, boys, for a bit of skull practice with Professor Peterson. He first came into national prominence as a coach of his famous team of Blitz Kids back in 1943. Although out west here, Pete's long been recognized as a great team builder. A keen student of the game, the old cage sage diagrams his plays and just get a load of the results in practice. From the center jump to the forward who gives it, an overhead tip toss right in there for the layup. Misaka starting the play from outside. The man-for-man zone defense. The offensive team constantly on the move, keeping that ball in motion, looking for an opening that gives a good shot at the basket. Vern Gardner with the ball, flips it to Widener, right on the spot for a perfect layup. They handle that ball neat and sweet. Gardner's got the ball. He does a take the fake to Farron and hooks it in, and that, brother Cage fans, is what you call a team with a theme. Next, one of those diagram plays. Depends entirely on synchronization and timing. The snapper coming up. Misaka whips a beautiful pass right in there under the hoop to Gardner for a backward layup. A split fraction of a second off time by either the passer or the shooter, and he'd have shot a blank. Demonstration of individual instead of team timing. Smoon with the ball. Hesitates, dribbles around a guard, and then takes it under the basket. Chief difficulty in guarding this Utah team is every one of them can shoot. Farron starting the play. Watch that deceptive backhand pass to Misaka. There it goes to Gardner, who just taps it over to Widener. Fred's pet is the one-hand set, a sort of shot put. Swish. The Utes started out the season like Cinderella, practically orphans. But where the gal in the fairy tale had a pumpkin for a coach, our heroes had Peterson, who taught them to toss that pumpkin around and make a pie out of it from any old position. Working it through the defense is the Utes' fort, Watch Farron set up this play with a backward overhead lob to Smoon, and the rest is regular routine. Swish. Outside the defense, it's Farron handling that ball. There's some of that backhanded business to Gardner. He gets rid of it quick to Clark. What makes this outfit click is not individual stars, but that old team play. The Redskins get away to a slow start in the regular conference season. They just hadn't learned to pull together. Their timing wasn't quite perfect. Then the combination of Masaka now handling the ball to Leon Watson taking the pass to Vern Gardner started to click. And there wasn't a team in the country that could put out the Utah fire. It's one thing to be good on the practice floor, quite another to rack them up against major competition. And I don't mind telling you, the opponents on their schedule didn't worry much about the team that was rated just a shade better than fair to middling. We've given their special stuff the once-over lightly. Now let's see how it clicks when the Redskins of the Rockies go on the basketball warpath. It's the night of the ball for our Cinderellas, the National Invitation Tournament in New York. The dark-shirted roaring Wildcats of the University of Kentucky are overwhelming favorites. Colorful Kentuckians carry the attack to the Utah goal. Utes strike right back, moving with precision and superb passing. There's one to Farron, and he doesn't waste that shot. It's now you lead, now you don't, with the Wildcats taking an early edge. But the Utes keep tying it up with the quality of their ball hawking, the finesse of their team play, and the shooting of All-American Arnie Farron. It's the seesawingest battle of the whole tournament. Gardner's the blonde bombshell of this battle. He passes to Farron, who whips it over to Widener. And it's 2 more on the scoreboard as Utah leads 27-21 at the half. Second half, it's Gardner who gets the jump, and the Redskins are whooping it up again. They're crowding that Wildcat goal, playing a cool, well-paced game that pays off at the cashier's cage. Looks bad for Kentucky. One of the few times in the season the Wildcats have trailed. There are no pushovers and stay right in there fighting, but they're missing shots. Gardner comes up with it, moves to the Kentucky defense zone. There's a perfect pass to Farron, and Arnie hooks it in. Something for Utah backers to howl about. Throughout the entire game, Vern Gardner displays the stuff that makes him the sports writer's choice for most valuable player. But it's no walkover. Even though our Utes are playing at the top of their game, Kentucky's still in there sinking them. Sport fans, you're seeing the best of the nation's basketball brigade on parade. With seconds to go and trailing by 4 points, Kentucky tries desperately to stay in the game, but it's all over. The Redskins are the nation's rage of the cage. Utah's great team and their coach. Truly the Cinderella team of basketball.